As we come towards the end of another season, serious decisions now need to be made. We are still in 3 competitions, but I don't know if this squad is capable of sustaining progress in all of them. We need to work out what our priorities are now for the remainder of the season. These are tough decisions we need to make. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Norwich, Part 20, Season 3, here in the Ferguson save set in the future. And today we will be playing 2 games. We will be at home to Milan in the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. And then off camera we will play a very important game against Chelsea in the Premier League. And then we will come back for the FA Cup quarter-final tie away at Championship team Middlesbrough. And although it sounds like it's going very, very well at the moment and we couldn't be in a better position, if we look at the table, you can see it is all very tight at the top. Manchester City have pretty much run away with the title. They have 68 points. They are 9 points clear of Newcastle in second. And Newcastle are 4 points clear of us, and they have a game in hand, which I suspect they will win, to take them 7 points clear of us in third. And then we are followed by Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United, who are all breathing down our necks. And there are only 4 points that separate Norwich and Manchester United. And there are still 8 games to go, and our form in the league is not very good at the moment. Being in so many competitions with such a young squad has put big pressures on them, and they are not coping very well at the moment. We have to make some decisions now about what our priorities are. But before we go and take a look at all that, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, you are definitely in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. This channel has been set up to support the British Heart Foundation. So let's have a look at what has been happening on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw us beating Bournemouth very narrowly by 3-2, and that was followed by a 3-1 away defeat at Manchester City. We bounced back and beat Fulham by 5-2 in the Premier League, and then beat Chelsea in a very tight game in the FA Cup 5th round by 1-0. And that was followed by our first leg of the Champions League round of 16 away at Milan, and we came away with a very creditable 1-1 draw. And then we had a poor result away at West Ham, who are struggling near the foot of the table, where we only managed a 1-1 draw. And that brings us to today's game against Milan. We will then play Chelsea off camera at home in the Premier League, a game we really must win given how close they are behind us. And then we will come back and play the quarter-final of the FA Cup against Championship Middlesbrough. We only have 2 more seasons in the Ferguson save to win the FA Cup, and so these 2 seasons our focus needs to be on winning a domestic trophy. That means we only have 3 trophy attempts left. And so I don't intend to field a very weakened team against Middlesbrough. We have to put our first team out, and that means that I think the Milan game in the Champions League has to take a backseat. We're not good enough to win the Champions League this year, and so I think that the way forward for this might be to rotate the team against Milan, take our chances, and then have a fairly fit team for the game against Chelsea on the weekend, and that will leave us able to field a very good, strong first team against Middlesbrough a week later. We have to prioritise now, and I don't think the Champions League should be our main priority this season. We should be focused on getting into the Champions League next season and winning the FA Cup this season. The main concern that I have is in terms of the squad, and if we don't qualify for the Champions League, then we risk losing a lot of players. We already are probably going to lose Muntin and Matic, who are on loan, and we're probably not going to be able to retain their services for next season, and so we are going to need to replace those two players. That is the first job that I have to do in the summer. But if we don't qualify for the Champions League, then we are going to run the risk of players like Puk, Wilden, Sutherland, Kitambala all wanting to leave, as well as Zaprapoulos may well also want to leave if we don't qualify for the Champions League. We have a number of players who are probably not going to have contracts renewed. Lasharas has never made the grade. He's probably not going to get his contract renewed. We're thinking about Tono Marcos. He has not made the grade at the club either, and whether or not he will get a new contract, I don't know. That possibly might be dependent on how much the budgets are. And then Ahanach, who's getting on for 36 years old now, he is definitely not getting a new contract, and he will leave the club in the summer. And so if we don't qualify for the Champions League, it's probable that I'm going to have terrible problems holding on to our star players, and that's not great news. And so, given all those issues, that's the reason why we have to forget about the Champions League at this point. We're not capable of winning the Champions League at this stage, so I'm not sure that we should be prioritising this. The game against Chelsea is far more important, and if we beat Chelsea, then it is possible that we can qualify for the Champions League, take the pressure off. And then against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, we can put a first team out to give us every chance of winning that competition this season. And so, yes, we have some very big decisions to make about the team selection today against Milan. We have to go and make those decisions now. We have to go out there regardless of who's in the team. We have to give it our best. We can still win this game no matter what team we play. We are good enough. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Milan is Götze in goal with Zakarioka, Lee, Lasharas and McSweeney at the back. Bertrand, Sutherland and Matic in midfield, and Puk, Kitambala and Wilden will play up front. All three of these players have been injured of late, and so they should be able to see out this game and play the game against Chelsea on the weekend. I don't know if this team can beat Milan. I'm not really that bothered. I don't think we can win the Champions League this season, and I think we are just drawing things out for the sake of it. But I do want the team to go out there, put on a show. It's 1-1 on aggregate. We can still win this. We are the home team. We're going to play in a positive manner, and we're going to see if we can win and make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And we do have the first highlight right from the kickoff, and there's Kitambala looking for Puk bursting into the area, but it's cleaned up by Milan, and Milan do come away with the ball, and it's going to be a tough fixture. I'm not really that bothered whether we win here at all today. As I've said, we just want to enjoy the fixture, score a couple of goals if we can, and well done Wilden. Wilden's taken the ball. He finds Puk bursting towards the goal, and that's a shot that's saved by the goalkeeper. And I was wondering if we were in key highlights. We are. There are certainly a lot of highlights in the opening few minutes of this game. McSweeney bringing the ball away. He finds Puk back to McSweeney. He finds Bertrand in midfield. Bertrand all the way over the top to Puk. Puk is racing into the area again. Puk has a chance, and again Puk can't put it away, and it remains 0-0. But we are the stronger team at the moment. We are taking the game to Milan. Milan have not actually given us much to worry about in the opening 10 minutes. We're the better team. We just need to score a goal or two, and this rotated team could win in the Champions League and get to the quarter-final. And here's Zakarioka. He finds Bertrand. Bertrand is trying to get the ball forward, gets the ball into the box, and Wilden has just headed it over the crossbar. Is it going to be one of those games? We've had 3 very good chances now. We failed to take any of them, and that is not a good sign. We are totally dominating Milan, and Milan, who've not had a shot on target or on goal at the moment are being taken apart, and we are just simply not being able to score goals. We are pressing quite high up the pitch today, and that is a good example of why, as Pook finds Kittenbala has hit the crossbar. Is it going to be one of those days? It's just unfortunate. We've had now 9 opportunities, 4 have been on target. We've hit the crossbar. We've failed to take really good chances. I don't know what else I can do. This is unfortunate. And it will only take one chance for Milan and they will score, I'm pretty sure. We need to get a goal, and Wilden's in again. Here's Wilden, and Wilden misses another chance. And we are totally in control of this match. I am going to shout at the boys and demand more. This is not good enough. We have to score a goal here, or we are going to go out of the competition for sure, because I don't think Milan are going to miss 10 opportunities. And we have won the ball back again in midfield, but the highlight comes to nothing. 25 minutes are gone, and we are still absolutely hammering Milan. Milan have not had a shot on goal as yet. We've had all the play, all the possession, we've had all the chances, but we've not been able to score a goal. And unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be our day at the moment. We should be at least 2-0 or 3-0 up at this point. It's still 0-0. I'm not very happy with the boys. I am going to say this isn't good enough. Absolutely disgraceful. It's not like people are playing badly. I cannot see anyone who's playing badly. We are just not putting our chances away. I'm going to tell the forwards, you have not been good enough in front of goal. And Wilden is looking a bit distressed at that message, but he's been probably the main culprit, and so he needs to be distressed at this point. We have had 15 shots on goal, only 6 on target. We're dominating the match, and this isn't good enough. It's not acceptable. And unfortunately, it does look like we're not going to score. I think I need to go and make some changes. So we have made 4 changes. We've taken off Pook, who was not having a great game. We've taken off Matic, again not playing too well. Neil has come on up top for Wilden. We have to do something. I'm going to go attacking now. We have to try and win this game. But here is the Milan chance, and they do have a set piece, and that is gone very close. And it will only take one moment for Milan, I'm pretty sure, to win this game. I think I probably am going to make my last change now. And so we have made our final change, and it does look like we are going to probably be heading towards extra time. It's unfortunate, but what can I do? If we don't put our chances away, then there's nothing I can do. But here is J. Neal. J. Neal bursts into space. He has a chance. He doesn't score either. It's one of those days. And I don't really know if I can do any more other than what we've done. If we don't score, you don't win football matches. We've had 20 shots on goal. We haven't put one of them away. And in a game we've completely dominated. I'm feeling a little bit down at the moment as we're facing extra time. There's another shot that goes over the crossbar. Whether or not we have the energy to go through extra time, and then we will have to face Chelsea on the weekend. This is just exactly what I didn't want. And I'm going to have to do some things in the dressing room now. We'll be right back. And so we have made our last substitution. We have also tried to protect the boys who are a little bit tired. We've given them some different instructions. And we are very tired down the centre of the pitch, and that's probably my main area of concern. As Milan, I think now will probably win this football match. I think I make us second favourites to win here. It's very unfortunate that Milan have hardly been in the game, but we've just given it away because we haven't been able to score. And as the season has gone on, we have got more and more tired, and it's become more and more difficult to win football matches, as we showed against West Ham. But Jay Neal is in space. Jay Neal puts his foot through it, and we have made it 1-0. Finally, we have got a goal. The referee is checking VAR. I think he was onside. I think that is going to be awarded. It's down to Jay Neal again. What a player. And when everybody else failed, Jay Neal has burst through the middle. And it is now Norwich 1, Milan 0. I've gone back to more balanced play now. We deserve to be in front. And I think it would have been very unfair had we lost this game. But what a strike by Jay Neal. We just really need to hold on now, conserve energy, and that's exactly what I will do. Once we reach the end of the first half, we're going to completely conserve energy. We have a very, very tough game against Chelsea on the weekend, and some of these players are going to be very, very tired. That's a poor ball. And that's one of the reasons why I want to look at things at halftime. We need to just make sure that we hold on to the ball. We don't do anything silly. We don't give the ball away. And we win this football match and conserve as much energy as we can. As Muntin, he's a terrible, terrible pass. That's exactly what I don't want to do. And we need to be much better than that. Muntin picks up the ball again and feeds it back to Götze. Götze to Lay all the way up to Fortes. He finds Belmonte to Neal. It's good football, passing it around. This is nice. Conserve energy, just hold the ball. That's a nice pass out to Zapropoulos, who's just come on. Zapropoulos turns. He looks inside, finds Kitambala, who's got no energy left at all, but he's got enough energy to drive one into the corner. It is now Norwich 2, Milan 0. I think we're home and dry. I would have preferred those goals to come before the extra time period, which is going to make Chelsea a very difficult game now. But we are 2-0 up. It's been a good victory. Kitambala just put his foot through that. He is out on his feet, Kitambala, and I really need to do something about how tired these boys are any minute now. We do have another throw. Muntin plays with Zapropoulos. Zapropoulos is coming into the box. Zapropoulos has a chance, and he fires it over the crossbar. 3-0, and we'd have been home and dry. I think we're coming up to half-time now. There's going to be another highlight. This game is going on for a long, long time. And does that mean that it isn't over as yet? And does it mean that Milan have a trick up their sleeve as well? As we are tiring so much, we need to come off the press. That's a good tackle. But unfortunately, the referee is going to send him off. Lasharas is going to be sent off. We need to deal with this now, and we'll be right back. And so we have done what we can, and we're just now going to try and see out this game. We've just going to try and hold the ball. Lasharas was just unbelievably stupid there. Luckily, we're not renewing his contract at the end of the season. He's not probably going to be needed in the last few games of the season. We are 2-0 up, though, still holding on. This is not what I wanted today. Playing 120 minutes, getting the team really tired, and I'll have to tell them, nice work, that was good. We have won in the Champions League. We are into the quarterfinals, and so that's got to be good. But I'm not really too happy about it, because with Chelsea coming up now, this is going to make this game something that is going to be much more difficult than it should have been. We have some very, very tired players. I'm going to have to rest them for a couple of days, and we'll have no training for the next 2 days and see what happens then on the weekend. I will go now and get ready and play the game against Chelsea, and then after that we will come back, whether it be good news or bad news, and we will then play the quarter-final of the Cup against Middlesbrough. We will be right back. And so we are back just before the quarter-final of the FA Cup against Middlesbrough. And as you can see, we have slipped down the table now into 4th place. And that was because of the 2-2 result we had against Chelsea. It was just too much for the boys to expect them to win in that game. Arsenal have jumped ahead of us now into 3rd place. And it is going to come down to the wire this season once again. Manchester City have clearly won the title. We are in 4th. We have to try and maintain that now, and we have to get through to the next round of the FA Cup. That's what we need to do now. Let's go and focus on that. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for the game against Middlesbrough is Gotts in goal with Zakarioka, Lee, Silva and Allen at the back. Belmonte, Fortes and Zaprapoulis in midfield, with Hosoya, Kitambala and Wilden up front. This is a must-win game, and I'm pretty sure that we should be able to beat Middlesbrough from the Championship, but you never know. Just some other news that West Ham beat Manchester United, Arsenal beat Tottenham, and I think West Brom have also gone through earlier on today. So the big teams are going out. There's no Manchester United, there's no Manchester City, and we need to be one of these teams that get through now to the semi-finals. This is a year that the FA Cup is up for grabs, with all the big teams apparently losing, and so we have a good chance this year. But we have to win, and this match against Middlesbrough, it's not going to be easy. We have a strong team, and therefore we should be thinking that we can win this. And here is Allen moving down the left. He looks for Hosoya to Fortes. Allen looking inside for Silva. Hoping for a big game from him today. He's not been the greatest this season, and that was a terrible pass. And here come Middlesbrough looking for this long ball over the top. They are in, they are going to score. It's 1-0 to Middlesbrough. I am not happy. I am going to berate the team. This is absolutely unacceptable. And I knew it was going to happen, though. We're going to go attacking. We're going to go absolutely 100% attacking now. I'm not going to let the game allow Middlesbrough to beat this team. And so we have to go attacking now. The game wants to do this. It wants to knock me out of the cup final. I need to somehow find a way to stop the game doing this. And what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to push the line up. We're really going to go for it now. And we're going to attack the sausages out of them. And we are really going for this. And they've had one shot, one goal. I expected it to happen, and now we've got to try and come back into this game. Although Middlesbrough are absolutely hammering us at the moment. And although we've had all the possession, we haven't had a shot on goal. It's absolutely dreadful. What a performance. I'll be gutted. We have to win the FA Cup, and this is not going to do it. And I'm speechless at the moment. I can't believe we are losing to a championship team in the cup. We had the best draw we could possibly have. And again, it's absolutely dreadful. I'm going to berate the team. This is not good enough. We need to be winning this game. The passing is absolutely dreadful at the moment. We are just not I don't know, I can't work it out. And there's a ball over the top. It's looking here for Hosoya. He's in the box. We need to score here. We have scored. We're back in the game. It is Middlesbrough 1, Norwich 1. We had to go attacking. We had to change things. We have to try and beat this Middlesbrough team. And at the moment, we're not doing that. And it is us now with one shot, one goal. And luckily, it's turned the tables. We could do with at least the match engine favouring us for a change. And we are back in the game. And although we've been a dreadful team so far today, we're back in the game. And I've berated them twice. I'm not going to berate them again. This is just dreadful. I knew it was going to happen. I absolutely predicted this while I was off camera. And I thought we were going to end up having to go very attacking. There's another goal. We're back in the match, and we can now, I think, come off this attacking stuff a little bit, and we will bring one of our fullbacks. I didn't put him on an attacking role. In my panic, I forgot to put the fullback on an attacking role. And I think what we will do is we will just bring that line back just a tad. And hopefully now, as we are 2-1 up, we'll just hold on to this game now. That was a bit of a shock, and I'm still not a happy manager. I'm still feeling that Middlesbrough are not out of this by a long chalk, and we need to be on our game now. And there's a mistake, though, and Hosoya has put in Wilden. Wilden can put the tie away. Kitambala has done just that. 3-1 now, and that is much, much better. I can relax a little bit. The tension, the need to win this cup tie against a championship team. If we'd lost this, I'd have been devastated. But we need to win a cup competition. This year is the best chance that we have to do that. And to go out against Middlesbrough would have been unacceptable. And I would have not been a happy bunny. I'm much happier now, although Middlesbrough are not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. We need to be a lot better than we are. This is shocking. It is now Middlesbrough 2, Norwich 3. I am going to berate them again. This is not good enough. And I'm trying to find out who's having a poor game. Nobody seems to be playing badly. But even in defence, they're all having average games. And they are looking a little bit upset now, all the team. And so they should be. This is a championship team that we are up against here. And they should be unhappy. And I'm going to tell them that this is not good enough. It is unacceptable. And you need to go out there and do better. And they make me angry. They are going to get a rocket. And they've just got one. Go out and put this tie safe. They are a championship team. And they're not even performing that well in the championship. And we need to be winning this game easily. And here's Wilden with a chance. Wilden can't put it away. It remains 3-2 to Norwich. We've got to be doing better than this. We have to score another goal. We have to put this tie to bed. Whilst today the attack are playing very well, unfortunately today the defence have decided to take the day off, and we are not doing very well at the back. And we need to be doing better than this. And at the moment it still remains 3-2. We are going through as it stands at the moment. But I am not taking anything for granted here. And I think now maybe it's time to go and make a few changes and to get some tired players off the pitch and bring on some fresh legs. And I think we should do that now. And so we have made some changes, and I have changed the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is taking a lot of the blame for what has been going on today, and so we've taken off the goalkeeper, and we need to see this game out now. We've got fresh legs on the pitch as Belmonte. He curls a shot, but it goes over the crossbar. Hopefully now these fresh legs will see the game out. In fact, West Brom didn't win earlier. Leicester beat West Brom by 2-0. There are not any big teams left apart from Arsenal. All the other teams are easily winnable, and we could beat Arsenal as well. This is a perfect year to win the FA Cup, but we need to get past Middlesbrough still. And at the moment, it's still 3-2. Middlesbrough are coming forward a little bit, but we are still dominating the match in terms of match momentum. We are into time added on. It's going to finish, I think, 3-2, but we have to be careful as Middlesbrough are mounting a last gasp attack. And well done, McSweeney. But we still need to pick up the ball. McSweeney trying to get a foot in. Middlesbrough through. I think they're going to score. He's put it over the crossbar. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, I thought Middlesbrough were going to get one over us there, but it's gone over the crossbar. We need to hold on. There's still going to be another highlight. I can't believe this. My nerves are absolutely shot now. We must get into the semi-final. Well played goalkeeper, get it long. just put it long. We want to just hold on to the ball as well if we can. It's going to go long again, but that's headed out for a goal kick. There's just, I think, 30 seconds left, and that will be the end of the game. They were offside. We do have a free kick. Come on, FM, let's end this game. We don't need to see this. If there's not any major highlight, it's now time up. Silva is just taking his time, and the final whistle has gone. We have just about managed to beat Championship Middlesbrough, and I will say it's good, but we do have to keep on top of this team, and you can see, I think, in both games today and with the draw against Chelsea, how tiredness is really getting to this team now. We're still in fourth in the Premier League. It's still very tight, second, third and fourth. Manchester City have drawn with Southampton, but that is of very little relevance. They have won the title for sure. And we are in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And we will play Newcastle in the Champions League. It's going to keep going, and I think what we will do is we'll come back for the second leg of the Champions League against Newcastle, and then we will be in the FA Cup semi-final straight after. It's just making the season a little bit longer, but we do need to keep an eye on the FA Cup. I want to be in the final. I don't care about defeat to Newcastle, but I want to be in the final. And that's it for this episode. If you are brand new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. Tiredness is a big factor now. I'll be happy to go out in the Champions League quarter-final, but I desperately want to make it to the final. This is a good chance this year to win the trophy that we need for the Ferguson save. All that remains to be said now is take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode.